welcome back, everybody. Episode 8. Here we go. As you can see, I pointed wrong last time, so I don't know which way it is. But as you can see, someone is missing. This is because due to feedback from our last week's video, we kicked Tuba out and we got the new guy in.
Oh, let's go.
No, just kidding.
Let's go.
He's really sick, real sick. So best wishes to him. Hope he gets well. He tried to jump in. He wanted to do the pod with us. But after seeing him and speaking to him, he was not in a good state. So hope it's not COVID. Hope he's all right. But so we got the replacement. We got the guy. I did say we are hoping to have Senny as a regular and a fill-in and this and that. So this is really good that we made this work. So welcome, man.
Thank you. Glad to be back. I know real upsetting about Tuba. I mean, he's a good voice to have. He loves playing devil's advocate and putting other points out there. So it's a voice that'll be missed this week. But I mean, we make do. And I mean, you and I have known each other long enough that I think we can keep a conversation going for a few hours normally.
Yeah,
so
well, that's it.
Nothing to us.
So hopefully, we don't know. I don't know. With time, I mentioned we could do a shorter one. If it goes, it goes. If it'll be what it is. So yeah, we'll just that's the nitty gritty, and let's get into it. So man, what you doing? What'd you do this weekend?
Not a whole lot. So I actually had my sister from Melbourne come and visit. So that was really good. First time she's been here for a while. She just came for a little bit of a break from work, just to visit. I had a cousin's birthday party up in town, so good family gathering. First time that my girlfriend was able to meet like a lot of the extended family, and they all got on like a house on fire. So it was actually a pretty good weekend, to be honest.
That's so good, man. That's so good. Anything else happen? You spent $900 on dinner, or?
Yes. So we did. Yeah, Friday night, boys' dinner. Went to a place called Terra.
Shout out to Terra. Shout out to Terra,
Sponsor us.
They'll take 80 minutes to find a wine, but shout out to them.
Yes, they did take a long time. I mean, look, the main expense there, that ribeye steak, that was worth it. That was like what you paid for, you got it.
Yeah.
And I mean, like you saw, that was like not cheap.
Yeah.
But I think the area that we did is just like with a friend of ours' birthday, we went for that feed me option.
I don't think it's worth it. Hey.
And that's what I tried to say, because like when we were waiting outside, another friend of ours, Austin, who was on a different table, but just coincidence he was there, he even warned me. He was like, make sure you guys don't do the feed me. Not worth it. Get the ribeye and then order your own dishes to share.
Well, that's what I said last time, like after we went there. I was like, I think.
Well, because you and I were on the same page. We were going.
I said it didn't add up. Everyone paid what they paid, but it didn't add up for how many people were on the table. But it's look, the ribeye looked good. It seemed worth it because we had our other friend Fung that we will probably get on here at one time because it's a bit of a podcast of that fella, cut the bone and stuff. So it actually seemed like it was worth that.
And sorry to interject, but like the ribeye itself, when you actually broke it down with how many people ate it, it was only $50 each.
Yeah, okay.
And for that kind of quality meat, I was like, no, that is worth it, to be fair.
To be fair, there was one guy taking a few pieces too many. I will say so myself.
To be fair, I did kind of keep an eye on like who was taking what, and like it was relatively even considering.
Yeah, all right, that's all right. But so I'm currently on a diet. For people that don't know, I've lost 9 kilos in about a month. So I ate before going out for dinner. And the only thing that I was like, oh, I want to try was that ribeye, bro. That looks so good. It looks so good. And then I saw the price and I was like, maybe, you know what?
Yeah, exactly. It was one of those things where after that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to be eating home cooked meals for a fortnight, I reckon.
That's it. It looked so good, but man, it's an expensive place.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did that. And what'd you do Saturday?
Saturday just had cousin's 40th birthday party. Went out for a bit of lunch there, and then just had dinner with my girlfriend's family, and then had a later dinner with my family because, as you know, ethnics always have to eat incredibly late at night because that's just how they roll.
That's so weird because my family's never done that.
I think it's very much like an Asian thing.
Yeah.
especially like Sri Lankan, Indian kind of thing. Because
Yeah.
like even I was shocked because my girlfriend is Australian, so they normally like if we go out, it's normally like a 6:30 we're there, and we're pretty much ordering straight away.
Yeah. Well, see, for me, Italian, obviously, 6 to 6:30, like that's it. You know, if you're eating later than that, we shouldn't be eating.
Yeah, so now that's very rare. So like home life for me is normally eating around 7:30. Like
Yeah.
7:30 is late, but it's not unheard of.
Okay. Yeah.
But
And
then,
it's
but
for me, it's also like you'll have dinner at 6:30, but then if you want to go back and have some more, you can. Like it's not.
ah,
Yeah. So you'll eat early, and then it's kind of like saves you room to have everything you want.
yeah, right.
But we wouldn't. Yeah. Okay. Go on. Sorry.
Yeah, but then like on Saturday, so we went to dinner with her family, and yeah, it was 6:30. We all met up, and then where we went, there was a bit of a line, but yeah, we had kind of ordered by 6:45. Food was there by 7, and then we'd really finished eating by about 7:20, 7:30.
What'd you get?
I got a seafood gnocchi, which
Oh. All right. All
it was
right.
good, but it was just way too like fishy. Like it
Yeah.
was just very
You don't
rich
want. You know
flavor.
what? You don't want anything to be that fishy.
No, so that's the thing. Like it would have been nice, but it was just a bit too much.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But then yeah, so then we finished up there, and then I was like, hey, you know what? Like my family's still all together because like cousins and relatives are here. They're just playing a card game. Let's just go see them.
Yeah. Very cool.
We arrived, I think it was between 9:30, 10. Like we're getting pretty late at night, and we walked in. And then my uncle greets us, meets my girlfriend for the first time, and then we walk downstairs, and he's like, "Oh, have you guys eaten? We're just about to have dinner." And now even I'm shocked because I'm like, it's almost 10 o'clock,
Yeah.
and you're telling me that you
Yeah.
guys haven't eaten yet. So I mean, bit of a cultural shock for her, in that yeah, it's different when you eat that late at
Yeah.
night, but
Well, that's
it's
same
fun.
with the dinner we went to on Friday, man. Like when they went in, and I may said 8, I was like 8, bro,
Yeah.
8 o'clock.
But you're also a sook.
I am a sook, but I also have to stream. Like I have to work around my
Yeah,
streaming, which I'm trying to. I'm trying to change my Fridays to Thursdays, and I have Friday free. But you know, in talks with the boss about that at the moment. So because
yeah,
Thursday's date night,
yeah,
so
exactly.
you know, we
But
have to talk to the boss.
of course.
Because
So what did you
Friday,
get up to?
hey.
What did you get up to
So Friday
Friday?
we did dinner, as you touched on. I'm not going to touch on
Yeah,
that much more than that. Saturday I spent. Oh, I let's get sad for a second. I had a funeral to go to. I spoke to you about that. So my cousin passed away. We won't touch on that. We'll just go, you know, past that. So I had to go to a funeral in the morning, and then after that, so I'm going away, as you know.
yeah,
So I'm going to Queensland on Wednesday morning. I travel to Queensland. So I was just working around like getting stuff for that, because then on the either Friday or Saturday, I have to drive back. So fly up, drive back, which for people that don't know, 12-hour drive.
yeah, yeah.
That doesn't include stopping or anything. So
No.
it is, yeah. So just getting stuff like chargers, you know, speakers, this, and that to be like, so that the ride's all right. And then today just did a massive clean. Like I've had people staying at my house, like my mom and people coming in. So I haven't really had the chance to just have a good, like clean the house, do everything. So I did that today, and now, yeah, it looks so good. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to spill anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, mate, just had a really, really chill weekend because, yeah, I'm
No,
going
that's
away,
good.
so
Yeah, exactly. But
trying
I
to.
mean,
I watched straight. Actually, no, hold on. Hold on, to be fair. Saturday night, so this morning, I stayed up till 4 a.m. watching Stranger Things.
I did see that like the last time you'd been online on Messenger was an odd hour in the morning.
Yeah,
Like he was either up staying late playing games or something else.
I got to 4 because I'm not good at binge watching shows. Like I'm really bad at it. And if I know they drop everything, I will just be like, I can watch it whenever.
Yeah.
I'm better at the weekly shows, as we said with Kenobi. You know, as people that know Disney Plus shows, it works for me. Doing the once a week, that's your episode. That's it for me. Perfect. But I started watching Stranger Things the other day, and slowly was watching it, and I got to the point where I think I'm up to like episode 8 now, so I got 2 episodes left. And at 4 a.m., the next episode was an hour and a half, and I was really contemplating myself. This finishes around 5:40. I can sleep for a few hours, and then it got to, I was like, nah. I had to go to bed. So I mean, today I didn't wake up till 11. That's kind of why I was just like cleaning, and that was it. But yeah, so that was my night, and I'm gonna try finish it tonight. I've got 4 hours left, and that'll probably be after this.
I'll tell you what. Like speaking on that, the only time I've ever pulled an all nighter in my life was watching Luke Cage.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. For some reason, I just got so wrapped up into it. And then it reached like 4 a.m. And I was like, what's the point now? I'll get
Yeah,
2-3
you're
hours
here.
sleep.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna finish it. And I'll finish the whole series. And I think it was about like 6:40 or something like that. And I was like, I have a quick nap for like 2 hours, get up 8:30, and then keep going.
Yeah, you
But
kind of
yeah.
look like Luke Cage.
Hmm?
You kind of look like Luke Cage.
I wish I was that big and strong and indestructible.
You are big. No, yeah, because that's another thing. I think I tried to watch Riverdale, and
Oh,
I got that's besides the point what it was. I watched 7 episodes till like 3 a.m. whatever. But then on that 7th episode, so I watched the first season up to episode 7. Did it all tried to go. I went till really late, watched it, was really keen on it. Then the next day I was like I kind of got it. I kind of know what you kind of pick it up. You're like,
yeah.
I don't really know.
Yeah, exactly.
So surprising that I am gonna smash this out tonight, because even like Naruto that I love, and I'm still not up to Shippuden.
I can't believe that. I thought you were getting close, but
Yeah,
still.
no, I'm like 3 episodes away, but still, for how long? I've almost been watching it for a year,
Yeah,
and I
exactly.
still not up to like Shippuden, because I just can't watch. I don't repeat this anywhere, but I watch it with when I drive.
Yeah.
So I bought one of those, the magnets, like the thing you stick on the glass, and I'll just sit it there. So if I'm not driving, I don't really if I'm at home, I'd rather like play games rather than sit and watch the show. So I struggle to do that, but hey, here we are. Here we are, man. What are you gonna do?
And just to address 2 elephants in the room. One, I am currently sitting on the floor. So as I mentioned, my sister's visiting, so she's back in the house. And that does mean that I can't record at my desk, because it means that someone might be just walking in and out of frame, making a lot of noise as she does. It'd just be distracting. And yes, I am wearing glasses because I've run out of contacts after my last pair broke in the middle of my eye, which was a whole saga in of itself. So yes, they
Let
are
us
very
know what happened.
distracting.
Let us know what happened.
There
Story
was just a little. There was a nick in one of them. I thought she'll be right.
Was it Nick Kyrgios?
That wasn't even a good one. I didn't even walk you into that. There was no bait for you to take that bite.
Hey, I don't need bait. I need a name, and I'm good to go. Oh, that's good. Anyway, yeah. So then you have to. So did you?
And then I put it in my thinking she'll be right for the day, like even just a few hours. But no, it split in half as I blinked, and one half fell out, and the other half was stuck in my eye.
Did you get it out?
Yes, it took about 10 minutes of panic, but
that's
very uncomfortable. Yeah. So if you do see me shuffle around, which I'm going to try not do too much, it's because I'm uncomfortable sitting on the floor.
Yeah, fair enough. You didn't want to lay on your bed, be all cute.
Yeah.
Lay down like a teen girl, head nothing like.
I'll go like.
Yeah, with the feet up. Put the feet up.
See my feet. There you go.
Senny OnlyFans starting soon. Feet pics only. Wish we had an audience to laugh at what I say, but we can't.
I know. But actually, this is more comfortable, and I'm also closer to the camera.
What's the thing in the back? The body thing you got?
Oh, that's just a poster that I really should look at more often to revise my memory. But going just a quick aside, I do actually have a little game for you, because I've got potential. I've got a prize for you.
All right, bingo.
No, it's going to be which hand. Jordan, for those that don't know, is a massive Pokemon fan. Like myself, but arguably more so. He's played more of the recent games than I have.
Yep, but you do all the other stuff. I'd still say, show me what my options are, though.
No, so that's the thing. You don't know what your options are.
Okay, hold them up. Oh, that's the back of them. Damn it.
Yeah, so it's the same card, the same Pokemon.
Yeah,
but varying rarities of the card.
Oh. Okay, what hand do you do your thing with at night?
I don't know if I want to give that much information out.
That's the hand I choose.
Are you sure?
No, you can't say that.
All right, I'm going to shuffle them a little bit.
No, you can't.
Which hand do you reckon?
Will I get to see the other one once I pick?
Yes.
Okay. Is one shiny?
They both are.
Oh.
Do you want to know the name of the Pokemon?
Yeah.
Typhlosion.
Oh, okay.
So we've got some good potential here for decent cards.
My camera's stuffed up. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna go. Hold on. Is the camera reversed? So, which is your left hand? That's left.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is right.
Yeah. Okay.
Time is ticking.
No, hold on. I'm look at it. Putting it a little bit closer to your glasses. Yeah, there. Perfect. Go back. Yeah, move it to the side so I can see.
No,
I
no.
can't see.
You're trying to look at the reflection.
I can't see nothing. No good. All right, I'm gonna go left.
Oh,
All right, I'm going right.
No,
I'm going
left.
right.
You've gone left. You've gone left, and that was the
So,
right
okay,
choice.
stop. Show me right first.
This is right.
Oh, that's dirty. Thank you. Hold on, I just got given an iced coffee mid potty. Thank you.
This is
Yep.
right. And are you ready for the left reveal?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Ah, yes! Yes, sir. Yes,
You picked
sir.
correctly. There you go.
Do I get to keep it?
Yes, you get to keep it because I've got two of them.
Oh, that's so good. I have my iPod. The other ones you've given me down here. Let me find them and get them out. As I said, I've cleaned everything, so I kind of moved stuff. But it is here somewhere. I will need to. Oh, I do know where it is. I've turned my bin here into storage.
That's not a usual thing to do, but fair enough.
I took like the middle thing out. Like, the actual bin part.
Yeah, I should hope so.
Took that out and then.
But so for those that aren't aware,
I don't know where it is.
One of the big things that Jordan and I have in common is that we're both pretty decent gamers. Like we both have loved games. I mean, we really became good mates because of Star Wars Battlefront 2.
We've loved games and men.
No, that's you.
We're reaching out. We're reaching out to a new audience.
Not Star Wars Battlefront 2, Battlefront 1.
Battlefront 2015 was what
2015
really kicked off our friendship.
Yeah, so like since then,
I got into, but I think now that it's just you and I, we could probably get into it a little deeper.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, like, yeah, over the years we've played a lot of different games together, or we've at least tried to, or we've played at the same time. Like if they're single player games, we've always kind of given our reviews. Like, I mean, going off the top of your head, we've obviously got Battlefront 1 and 2.
Fallen Order,
NBA 2K,
NBA, Ghost of Tsushima, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, all the Assassin's Creed we've had talks about.
Yep. Need for Speeds, various different CODs.
I return all my games, so I'm trying to Uncharted, God of War, things like that.
Uncharted, God of War,
almost like any game that I play.
Yeah,
we've either spoken about one way or another, except for wrestling, because you're my biggest critic in wrestling. But I don't know why. Because what about that game? Sorry, sidetrack just real quick. Everyone knows I stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. If you don't, there you go. On Wednesdays we do WWE, and I usually win a lot. So I am now the villain on my own stream. And then for 2 games, I was doing real bad. Really bad. And I was getting called out. Our friend Oggy goes, I've never seen him crumble this bad. This is, no, you need no. I end up winning the next 2 matches, and now I'm the champion again. So my hair's annoying me.
Don't remember asking, but there you go, guys. He just has to float his own boat.
I am the champ. If you'd like to see my belt, give me a 1 in the chat.
Or if you'd like to play WWE with him, let him know in the comments.
Yeah.
Hopefully one of you can kick his ass.
Won't happen, but maybe we could see.
Yeah, so obviously, we've played a pretty good variety of games, even like going to the Switch and stuff like that. Saints Row, Pokemon, a whole bunch of stuff. So I mean, for us that was a very big, and like it's been the kind of thing where we've had very long conversations about games and stuff like that. But I guess like the biggest thing now is that you are actually a streamer. Yes. You are now trying to really make a living and get your name out there playing video games. But I mean, for someone like you, where where you've always kind of played a little bit of both, of multiplayer and single player.
It's funny you say that.
Growing up, what was your real focus? I hadn't finished my question.
No, well, I wanted to get in because I never really could finish single player games until Spider-Man. I
Oh, it was very
really
recent.
struggled to. I'd get bored. Like I'd get to a point. Like so, for instance, Origins. I made a thing to go in Origins and go do all the stars and stuff. All the what are they called?
Constellations. Is
Yeah.
this Assassin's Creed Origins?
Yeah. The constellation. Yeah. So I went and did that to you go on a parts of the map that you're not ready for, but I'd still go and do it. But then to me, like that was the fun thing. So when I finished it, I was like, I don't really want to play this like anymore. So I really, really struggled to play single player games because most of my gaming's either been sports, which I don't really feel is a single player game, and then GTA Online.
True.
So
yes.
I really struggled to play until Spider-Man came out. Then it was like Spider-Man, Red Dead, all these games back to back that were single player, and I was like, yeah, okay, this is now what I focus on. But for the longest time, back to your question where you said, what is my focus, or what was my focus? My focus, I didn't have online when I was younger. Like I didn't get internet till I think 2013. Like, so, PlayStation 3. Yeah.
That was probably
around there.
College, yeah.
I didn't start playing online games. It was all I'd play is either WWE, FIFA, NFL. Like that were my kind of games where you could NBA as well, where you could just repeat what you're doing, but it's different every time, if that makes sense. Like I was never good at, I never had online and I didn't really enjoy single player games to a point. So yeah, I think as of late, I've kind of switched, but if we're talking in terms of streaming, I feel single player games are really hard to stream.
Yeah.
Because for me personally, I can't stream all the time.
Yeah.
So I'll do my 2 hours here, when I can. Well, I got my schedule, but the other people, when a game, the benefit I have, I was going to say but the benefit I have is that Australia gets everything first. So for instance, Lego Star Wars, I stream that at 12 o'clock. Everyone else is still waiting for it to come out, and we got it early, like, a few hours earlier than everyone. Stream that back when my videos, like getting past 100 was really good. I got past 100. I was really happy. Everyone checking in. Oh, I want to see what the game's about. Can you show me this? Can you show me that? So I think for single player games, that's how I'm going to do that. But then until I get an audience where they're happy, like they don't really care too much about what I'm playing, it's more that they're there just for the reaction and
and for the chat and all that kind of stuff.
But I don't see myself getting into single players yet. But I would most like, so for instance, there's a game, Hogwarts Legacy, that I'm really, really looking forward to. Little sneak here, if it works. Hold on. Little sneak peek of the logo that I'll be rocking when it comes out. Not many people have seen that, but yeah.
No. Sneak peek.
So I'm really excited for that. But same thing. I believe I'm gonna stream that on the night, like from 12 o'clock. I'll probably do it 2 hours from there. Get into it, and then the rest of the time I play it will just be just me playing it and enjoying it myself.
Yeah. I guess it's one of those things where, would you prefer to play single player? Like, say you knew that you were going to get the same amount of viewers playing Fortnite and playing Spider-Man.
Yeah, okay.
Do you opt for the single player game? Would that be something that you would enjoy more?
Okay, so we're saying
few hours compared to Fortnite.
I'm not. It depends. It depends what it is. Like if you give me Spider-Man for the first time over again, I would much prefer that. But it's doing games like online games, I think, are a lot more fun because you've got other people coming into chat. Like you're talking, you're actually talking to them. You got a headset on. You're interacting with multiple people rather than in a single player game. You just kind of have to, like, you've seen me do single player games. I have to be extra about everything. Like, and I feel it's good. I enjoy doing it. I really enjoy, getting extra because it's how I am as a person, I believe. But I just think even for me, a single player game, I do struggle to play for more than a couple hours unless we're at the end of the game and I'm going for the platinum. Because now I would much prefer to stream that, which I did with Riders Republic, but Riders Republic's like in the middle there because I played it by myself, but it's an online game. But I really enjoyed streaming that because it's me just doing, like, farting around, going to this place, doing all this kind of stuff. but just with the chat there. So it does make it a bit more fun when it's like you don't need to be so focused on the game. But even in recent streams where I think it was in WWE, where and I think Battlefront as well, I'm really starting to struggle with if the game's getting like intense for me to keep up with the chat while I'm trying to focus on the game.
Yeah, which I'm is of course always going to be a problem. I mean, like you watch any of the big streamers, like especially those that do like competitive Warzone, competitive Fortnite, even like some of the 2K and GTA ones. Like, there's always going to be a point where you can't actively watch the
Yeah.
chat. Like it's
Yeah.
just one of those things where I guess at that point it kind of relies on your size as a streamer to make sure, like from what I've seen, like you need like those regular viewers that can be in there and then carry the chat for you essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have a conversation in there, or I mean, at the same time, for you know, everyone's watching your gameplay so intently that they're not even going to send a message,
Yeah.
and they'll wait for the next loading screen or
Yeah.
for the match to end, and then they'll all send a message, pipe in. I mean, yeah, it's like with your Wednesday night streams of WWE. Like you'll normally get like a bunch of comments at the start, depending if you pick Roman Reigns or John Cena or Brock Lesnar, because they'll be like they'll call out a move or tell you to do this or spam this. Then it'll kind of be quiet for most of the match unless something happens. And then at the end of the match, then you'll get a
Yeah.
bunch more
Yeah.
comments.
That's a good point. That's actually a really good point. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I think that is good because I do have a lot of people that do that, if that makes sense. Like I really enjoy watching my chat. So it's why I'm doing Fortnite 2 nights a week, because the audience that me and Rob have kind of built up is a Fortnite audience. And I'm enjoying doing that because there's a lot of the times where I'll read it, I don't even need to talk. Because it's like, as you said, they're talking to each other, they all know each other and stuff like that, which I wish I could do that for every game, because it'll be like Star Wars people will come in and I mean, when you were in my Battlefront one and we were getting smacked and I was still trying to respond and you had enough. It's
Yeah,
like things like that. It's like where, yeah, I should be focused, but now I focus too much on the chat, all that kind of stuff. So it's difficult. My perfect time, if I was ever playing a game like, or trying to platinum something like GTA 5, where if I could just keep it on and I knew that I was going to get those, you know, they like for same thing, Fortnite views, the 30 views for me just to run around and collect letters, collect UFO parts, like stuff like that. That would be the thing I'd want to do most.
yeah,
Because what basically what I do when I play, like when I'm doing WWE, there's a mode called Universe mode, which is like you just go from show to show, matches, no context, all verse com kind of stuff. And I wish I could stream that, but it's so boring that it's like it's not worth it compared to when we get that online. There's 3 or 4 of us all chirping away. Oh, the kick
yeah,
out, we're all
definitely.
loud, we're all going off. For me personally, I know what I'd want to watch.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how that is.
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, it's like with anything, like with movies or games. If it's gonna be long, it's gotta keep your interest. Like it's
Yeah.
gotta either stay fresh or be good enough to warrant being that long.
Yeah.
And I mean, like staying on the game thing. Like I was actually watching. I don't know why, but I recently am replaying Assassin's Creed Black Flag. So I've just been watching like a lot of Assassin's Creed videos, and then there was a video on Valhalla, which you rate as a very good game. And I was watching this review, and I think he really hit it on the nail for me in that, yeah, like the first 10 to 20 hours of that game, it's awesome. You
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Like everything is fresh. Like going on raids is still really fresh. Like you
Yeah.
love doing it. Like you can't wait
Because
for the next one.
around that time is where you get that big raid where you're going in through the river, where you get
Exactly.
the spear, the arrows are coming at you, got to shield that would be around that time. Yep.
Exactly. So yeah, like it's good, and like you have like the settlement building, and I love that kind of settlement building where it feels like you've got a little community and everything like
Yeah.
that. But I think it's the fact that the game, like, and like you platinumed it, which I couldn't even bring myself
Well,
to do.
that's what I was gonna go. Keep going and
It
let
is
me know.
so long, even just the regular story, even just like opening up the whole map. It is such an arduous, tedious process
Yeah.
for a game that really, I don't think there's anything about it that makes it feel like it deserves to be that long.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
combat, the combat, characters, graphics, all that. Like there's just nothing that's just so excellent about it that it should be a 70-hour, 80-hour game.
Yeah. Look, I agree with you. I think out of every game I've platinum, that was the one I would not do again. personally. I mean, I would love to get the list up now, which I could, but because it's right there. But I don't know what games that I have that have been that bad where I just felt like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. Like times where I just had to get back on and do it. And like you're just looking for, because as you said, unlocking the map. When there were times where this little bit of the map, like it looks like it's covered and that's where the thing is, but you just wouldn't know. So you have to run from left to right, from left. It was, I would have liked to see, just to cut down game time and base what they've done post launch, if they did a lot less Norse mythology stuff, kept it in there enough for it to make sense, but got rid of it and added it all to the DLC, which they didn't.
Made it just
Norse
completely
mythology
optional,
one, but put everything else in. How cool would it have been if the Norse, for me personally, if that DLC went back into the game and it's like, oh well, that's how that makes sense.
Yeah.
Rather, because I didn't get the DLC, I would have liked to play it, but I just, for instance, for me, I said I can't do any more of this game.
Yeah.
So as much as I enjoyed playing it at the time, it's something I've wanted to go back to, but definitely don't think I will. But then you look at another long game like Red Dead, which I think is different because Red Dead is a slow-paced game. You've got the settlement, you've got this, but it's at a pace where there's a reason for it to take a long time.
Yeah,
Sorry, last point.
Yeah.
As you said, for Valhalla, 10 to 20 hours is unreal because it's very fast paced. You're going in there, you're a Viking, you're killing everybody. But that gets old. Like it's like, oh God, I got to run and take down this building again. Man, I got to do this again.
Yes.
When in Red Dead, it's like, I mean, I think it's just it just shows the difference between Rockstar and Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Where Rockstar does not release games every 2 to 3 years. I mean, GTA 6 is the most anticipated game I think ever.
Yeah.
Probably. And it's because there's no news on it. It was supposed to drop in 2018, then 2020. It's now 2022 and we're hearing, oh, we're just working on it, but we don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So it's like there's just so much more going into it, while we're going to hear the release of a new Assassin's Creed next year.
Yeah. And I mean, like, you bring up a good point about Red Dead, because essentially, like, especially for those big games like Red Dead, all of like the big missions or chapters or whatever you want to call them, it felt like a TV show. It felt like you were in a TV show and every episode was like each mission.
Yeah.
So everything felt new, it felt fresh, and the pacing then made sense because like every episode was good. It led up to the next one or it explained something in the previous one. So it was like you were part of a TV show and it made you feel like, what's the next episode going to be?
Yeah.
Whereas in Valhalla, instead of that feeling, it was like, okay, the first 3 episodes are really good. But then it's like, okay, the next episode, okay, it's the exact same as the previous one.
Yeah.
Then the next one is the exact same. And then because how many territories are there in that game? I think there's like 8.
A lot.
No, more.
Nah, there's more than 8. There's way more than 8.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's over a dozen. So it's like after the first 4 or 5, and it's like I'm now doing 4 or 5 of the same exact episode.
Yeah.
I'm watching the same TV show just with different characters.
I believe once Sigurd got captured, I think that was where it was like, yeah, I think it's time to, like, I want to wrap it up. Because the first couple things are the Sons of Ragnar, which was awesome. Great way to get from Norway to there. You get to deal with, familiar characters. Yeah, do all that. Then you go to another place where I think you help who's the guy that is married to the girl that you don't understand? Whatever.
Oh, yeah.
You start like learning more about them, and then you get to that third one where Sigurd gets captured. You got to make the choices of like, are you loyal? Are you this? Are you that? And then after that, it's like, all right, I'm just looking for Sigurd for the next 5 chapters. Then you get there, then I just felt it carried on past that. But yeah, I think that hits the nail on the head. 20 hours, 25 hours in, it starts to get repetitive.
Because it's just one of those things where, yeah, like the length of stuff now is a big talking point. Some people are adamant that longer means better. Some people are against like long movies. I mean, like when The Irishman came out, a lot of people going, why is this movie so long?
Yeah.
And then you have something like Thor came out, which I mean, like we were discussing last episode, it was surprising to us that was under 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like under 2 hours, under 3 hours.
No, under two. I was 149 or something like that.
Yeah, 149. So it's like, but then at the same time, that was a movie that could have been longer to explain a bit more, go into more
Yeah.
depth, like we
Well,
discussed.
I since our last potty, they have come out and said that a lot was cut, like a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure Taika Waititi himself came out saying there's over 4 hours worth of
Yeah, there you go.
film. But then you have someone like James, is James Cameron,
Yeah,
Avatar? He
yeah,
came out, I think it was earlier this month or last month, came out saying that Avatar 2, the Way of Water or something like that,
yeah.
is over 3 hours long. And like his whole thing was, it's over 3 hours long. If people don't want to watch it, don't go watch it. But this is a 3 hour long movie. It's worth it. And if you want to go watch it, go watch it. And it's one of those things where, yeah, where is now the happy medium of long and short?
Well,
Like we recently had Obi-Wan where everything was short and it sucked. Most of the episodes felt like they could have been half an hour longer.
keep going. Hold on a second.
I'm talking to the audience. Most of the episodes felt that they could have been half an hour longer, yet they weren't, and it just felt that you were missing out. Whereas, like I know from the Stranger Things, I think a lot of those episodes, if not all of them, go for an hour to an hour and a half.
Everything. I think the shortest is hour 20 for only for this season. To be fair,
Yeah,
and the season finale is 2.5 hours.
yeah. So it's one of those things, and I mean, it was the same with Game of Thrones where they cut the season down itself and cut episode length. So it's like for some odd reason, people still can't find a happy medium of quality versus like quantity, i.e., minutes. Considering that we've already had movies like Lord of the Rings, which are 3 hours uncut,
Yeah.
and they're considered masterpieces.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the Harry Potter movies, which by no means are exceptionally long movies.
2.5. Yeah.
Yeah, 2.5. They're perfectly fine. You look at kids' movies that are a lot of the time, sometimes 90 minutes.
Mm.
And some of them are regarded like masterpieces, Lion King, Tarzan, stuff like that. I mean, and
I
then movies like Interstellar, like it's
yeah. Because I think that. Sorry, I just got really loud. I think that it depends on the payoff. For instance, Avengers Endgame, love that. The time, perfect. And the reason you were able to do it, sit through it and all that is because you've had such a build-up. What, at the time, 19 movies, 10 years, something like that. Like, it warrants 3 hours to me. It's like, because, sorry, just to finish off what we're talking about with games, I'm one of those people that I want a long story so I can play the game more. But to that being said, I don't want a game that once I get to 30 hours, I'm like, oh God, this is like, I'm so done with this. So it's about, I think, the quality of what the length is. Now, I'm trying to find a movie I don't like that's long. For instance, The Batman, the recent one. Really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. Actually, on the second viewing, I didn't think it was that bad, the timing. But the part where it all was leading up to the spoilers in 3, 2, 1, up to the Riddler. And then once they catch him in that cafe, and then it's like, okay, cool. He's going to visit him at Arkham. All right, cool. Just to have a little dialogue, finish the movie. Then it keeps going. And they're like, all right, cool. All right, yeah, keep going. And it's like, I just think it depends on how the movie's being, like, where the direction it's going. Because that movie really felt like it was, we're going here. We're aiming here. We got here, and then it's like, well, now we're over here.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, like, okay, that just, like, for me, the first time, once we got past the Riddler, I was taken out of it. So I'm glad I saw it the second time, because I think then obviously, you know what's coming and stuff like that. But I thought it was a way better watch the second time than the first time. But then you look at something like, as I said, and I'm not trying to do a Marvel DC thing here, because I love the Batman. I saw it like 3 times. But Avengers, when it's got such a payoff, you don't want it to be cut short and have what ifs, this and that. Because, for instance, Zack Snyder got G'd up doing that, where he had the 4-hour cut. They put it down to an hour and a half or whatever, 2 hours. It sucked, and then they finally released it, and I was like, yeah, this is good. But who was going to sit through a 4-hour movie?
Yeah. But
And
then at the same point, like your whole thing about the payoff for Avengers to me is a one-time thing.
yes, 100%.
And if you wanted to make it a two-time thing, you'd have to go back and watch all 19 movies again, or at least like the previous six to build up the Avengers, their relationship, Civil
Well,
War, Age of Ultron, all
yeah,
that, get into Thanos, and then that payoff will pay off again.
yeah,
Because it's one of those things where individually, I do agree with like Martin Scorsese in that individually, I think the Avengers films are like a roller coaster ride. A
yep,
lot of the time, once you're done with them, you're done.
yep,
They're very much like a you go to the movies to watch that, or you might have, or the only other time I would watch it is if I've got mates over and I know that we're going to be talking, bantering, and stuff during the movie. Like it's just
yeah,
one of those things where I can't. Whereas like you go to the Christian Bale Batman movies, they are like every time you watch the second one, Dark Knight, the payoff of the Joker I find just as good every time.
yeah. Okay,
It's just such a better self-contained
yeah,
movie. Whereas, I mean, don't get me wrong. I guess that's the whole point of Marvel is that it is a cinematic universe.
yeah,
But I just think they drifted too far away from these movies can still stand alone and feel good.
yeah,
Like the first Iron Man. The first Iron Man is an amazing movie
yeah,
because it just stands alone so well. And like I think Marvel is, yeah, it is getting too much into humor, I think.
yeah. Look, because we're hitting 45. This is a thing where we definitely need to speak on this in a different podcast. But I do agree to some point where I think it's got to the point where you can't watch one of them without watching all of them.
Yeah.
And now that they're too far deep, like even now after Endgame and the No Way Home and everything that happened, it feels completely different. Now, I hope that somehow, some way, as you said, Endgame's a one-time thing, but even not for the same movie, but to make another movie where you could branch out, do all these things, and somehow that all gets brought back to normal, and then it goes back on one timeline. I think that would be another payoff just as good, but I don't think we'd see it. But then, for instance, Avatar, which got us started on this, I have a bad taste in my mouth about Avatar because Avatar was meant to be a one-time thing.
Mm.
It was everywhere.
Yeah.
I have seen that movie and not in full probably 23 times because it's
Yeah.
just always on. I remember, I think you were there when, yeah, you were because we climbed the bridge together.
Oh yes, it was on IMAX.
We went to IMAX in Sydney to watch Avatar, and Dark Knight Rises was out, and I really want to see that because I hadn't seen that yet. But they're like, "Oh, we're going to see Avatar," and to me, it's like I've seen this so many times.
We didn't even go. We walked around the harbour instead.
Yeah, a few of us ended up
Yeah.
leaving halfway through the movie and just walked around like outside because it's one of those things that's it's just so like you can't say, as you said, the Dark Knight, yes.
Yeah.
You get that feeling every time. Avatar one after about it's good that you get it 3-4 times because it's unreal. It's great. That movie, beautiful, like visuals, everything. But it's also
that's the thing.
Yeah, but
the
it's
movie
also
itself, it was a showcase of look at this amazing
which
imagery.
In
Because the plot is
2008
pretty
was unreal.
Yeah.
Now that everything's caught up,
it looks like a video game.
Yeah, and it's also like they're going to do the second one. I personally, I'm obviously going to see it, but I don't think the second one does even close to what the first one did.
No.
Just because it's not going to be, before its time. It's not going to be, all this kind of thing. It's going to look like every other movie now.
Yeah.
Because everyone's caught up.
Yeah. 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 Exactly. Yeah. I mean, like when it first came out, it was a showcase because the plot itself is a very basic ground floor science fiction movie plot. Humans on a planet, there's an alien race on the planet, some of the humans side with them, other humans fight them, and then it turns out, the humans are bad, kick them off, everyone's living hunky-dory. It's nothing revolutionary there.
Humans are bad for planets, like it's what you hear all the time.
Exactly. It was purely just the visuals. The visuals, and back then it was amazing. But like you watch that now, and there are some scenes where I literally look at that and I'm like, I now play games on the PS5 that look just as good as that, if not something better. Like Horizon, Spider-Man, the Dark Souls remake.
Basically anything Sony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
No,
kind of just yeah, there are games now that look like that. So yeah, like the appeal now of Avatar 2, they can't ride on that. Oh my god,
yeah,
this movie is going to look amazing.
yeah,
So they have to do something pretty amazing with the plot because it's going to be because now they won't have that extra 300% of people going
yeah,
because it's an amazing technological advancement. Because
yeah.
it's not anymore. Like unless they're going to say it's 4D and it'll literally feel like we're Sam.
Yeah, unless I go into the cinema and
Whatever
they give
his name is.
everyone VR glasses and that's how I watch it.
Yeah,
It's not. But look, if I wasn't such like a movie head, I don't think I would go see it. Like, there's nothing in that movie is really piquing my interest. It's the fact that it's like I really like movies, and what like it's kind of the what are they going to do? I don't care about the story. As you said, the story is like it's whatever. But it's
yeah,
like why did they do this again? They
yeah,
brought Avatar back to cinemas when Endgame was out, so then it could get back to the number one spot. So why did they have to do a number two if they just were going to keep riding on the first one?
yeah,
So yeah, it would be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, as I said, I don't really have high hopes for it. But in general, movies now, I just like, for instance, I don't know if you've seen in the news, the MCU is now getting a lot of shit for being the hardest people to work with. Like if you're a FX,
oh yeah, definitely.
VFX, that's what it is.
VFX, yeah, visual effects.
Yeah. Because they're asking for short turnovers, and you're seeing that in the movies. You're seeing that it's something. I mean, I love No Way Home is my favorite movie because of nostalgia, like because I just love seeing it all. But when I went and saw that first night in the part where Andrew Garfield comes out, it's like, dude, the background doesn't look that good. Like there's something off.
Yeah,
Obviously now it's come out, now it makes sense. But it's getting to that point where I just don't think these movies. I mean, and for instance, Disney completely ruined Star Wars for me. So there's no real like movie kind of thing that's at the moment, at least, that's really like this is going to be the movie. No matter what runtime they put on this, it's like I would prefer to see a 4-hour Revenge of the Sith than anything that's supposed to be coming out in the coming years.
yeah,
So yeah, I think. I don't want to sound like, oh, the golden age is over, because it's not. Movies are always going to do their thing. I love
it'll ebb and flow. It'll constantly up and
but
down.
it just seems like
games, everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for instance, this year with gaming, bro, 2022 for gaming might have been the worst year in gaming.
It's pretty dead, yeah.
There is nothing. They didn't do it. They canceled E3, I think, because nothing's out. There's literally nothing. You get your yearly CODs, your yearly sport, but that's it. So it's like,
and you'll get the Witcher 3 PS5 remaster.
Yeah, but then to that point, if they were bringing out new games, you'd be more excited for that.
Well, I don't know.
But then for what? Like, what other game do you know that's coming out that you're like overly excited for?
Genuinely, Pokemon, the new Pokemon, because it'll be my first time in a few years. It's multiplayer. But then on that, like, I should not be like my number one game for the year should not be Pokemon.
That's
because Pokemon is a game that I'll play for like an hour or two, and maybe 2-3 times a week, normally on weekends, while I'm like early morning while I'm eating breakfast, or late at night before I go to bed. Like it's not a blockbuster.
I bought a Switch for Pokemon. You know this.
Yeah.
I play my Switch most when I'm waiting an hour at the doctor's office to be seen.
Yeah.
I make sure I take my Switch. That's realistically the only time I really play it. And Pokemon, to that point, it's the same formula. You want it, you're excited for it because you know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
You know what's going to happen. I mean, they've done really well with the open world now, where you like the wild, where you can catch things and it feels like, oh, it's an open space. But it's the same thing. Like, it's, you're gonna get your starter, you're gonna get 5 other Pokemon, you're gonna build them up, you're gonna beat this, you're gonna fight this, you're gonna do this. It's not like any groundbreaking thing. So it's similar to the Witcher 3 thing, where it's like you want that thing that you're comfortable with, because nothing new is really like, oh man, like for me, Hogwarts is I'm excited for that, but will be not shocked at all if that gets delayed.
Yeah.
But
even then, like, we're going to that because it is still fundamentally familiar. It's Harry Potter.
Yeah.
We watch the same, like, we always go back to Star Wars because it's Star Wars. It might be new Star Wars, but it's still Star Wars.
Yeah.
We go to a Harry Potter game because it's still Harry Potter. We go to Pokemon because we know Pokemon. Like, it's one of those things where there doesn't seem to be, and yeah, I'm sure if enough people watch this and we get enough comments, I'm sure there'll be comments being like, "Oh, but you didn't read this, or you didn't go see this new movie." Fair play. There have been a lot of good new movies that I haven't gone to see because I think I've just become so accustomed to settling into what I know
Yeah.
that I don't venture out as much as I wish I would. Because it's like too often now I'm left with a disappointed feeling.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I really think that there's nothing. I don't think to the point. I don't think anyone's taken chances. The world we live in at the moment is let's bring back everything everyone knows so we can make money from nostalgia rather than making something new and good. I mean, for instance, if the movie was called The Way of the Water without the Avatar, would we see it? I probably still would, but in general, you know what I mean? Like if that didn't have the Avatar logo on it, that's going to be a lot harder to sell opposed to Avatar, The Way of the Water. All right, let's do closing moments. I think we've hit an hour, so
it's been 50 minutes. Yeah,
that was
it was different. We didn't talk about NBA once,
right? How good?
No sport or athletes, very different.
No sport, no athletes.
Talked a lot about gaming and media and stuff.
Yep, we need to have more laughs. We need to talk some more smack, I reckon. But as I said, I am away. I go away Wednesday. So there will be a podcast next week. Yes, there will be. There will be a podcast next week. Episode 10 could be a struggle, but
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll work it out. We should have Seni will most likely be filling in a couple of weeks as again, but familiarize yourself with this face because if I'm sick, if Lewis is sick, or we got other commitments,
I'll just do a live stream and just talk to people live.
There you go. See how good will that be? We'll have this guy in. I think that it works. I think it's fun. I mean, you're just as easy to talk to. It gets a bit more serious, but I think you and me are very opinionated in what we what we like and how we like things. So yeah, I think that was, it was a nice, I think interesting talk, and it was about different topics. So I can't be mad at it.
Especially, I mean, for those that maybe like games, I'm sure there are plenty of people that don't play as many video games. But I mean, it's one thing that you and I have learned is that there's actually a surprising amount of people, especially during lockdown, that did start playing video games.
I think there was a study that came out. I mean, it probably came out a while ago, but I saw it the other day. That said, I think now it's 50% of the world are playing video games.
Yeah, which would be an insane number.
Yeah,
it's like when we were growing up.
So if you'd like games and you're playing games, follow me on Twitch at King Eldado, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays.
You might even see me there.
You might, yeah. He comments here and there and says that I'm not good and then leaves. So it's really nice. Good guy. But yeah, that'll do us. As I said, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Get well, Tuba. I hope this is nothing serious and we can be back next week. And yeah, Thank you very much, Seni, for coming on. Appreciate it a lot.
Thank you.
Till next time, man.
See ya.
See ya.